What up, good people, and welcome to another episode of Keep It Thorough, where we give you the real behind business, health, money, and self development, and introduce engaging concepts to help you elevate your performance in all areas of life. I'm your host, Cedric Lavelle, joined by my counterpart, Mr. E. Double.
Yes, sir. It's your boy E Double. We coming at y'all live and direct, season 3, episode 114. And the title of this episode is Positive Thinking and the Impacts on Health. Mind over matter, man. Real good episode. Talking about how to control your mental and how it plays a huge role in your overall health. So, good episode on deck for y'all as always. Be sure to check out the kit that corresponds to this episode on keepitthorough.com/kits, which will be up, or it is up at the time of the airing of this episode. So, with all that being said, let's go and kick this thing off.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it, man. So I was as I was doing my research on this episode, I came across some inspiring quotes on the topic of thoughts, and as we navigate this conversation, I want these words to kind of be considered um, as we go through this discussion. So one of the first quotes is from Buddha, and it says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." The next one is from Marcus Aurelius, and it says, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." The next one is from Norman Van Vincent Peale, and it's change your thoughts and you change your world. Then Buddha has one that says, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." Bob Proctor says, "Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand." And then lastly, from Gandhi, it says, "A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes." And as I read through those quotes, one of the common themes that stood out to me is that thoughts have the power to produce who we are and what we desire to become. And as we dive into this discussion about just positive thinking and positive thoughts and having a positive mindset, I want to first just point out that obviously we know that being optimistic or having optimistic thoughts isn't a cure for all things, but is certainly impactful in everything. You know what I'm saying? And then, secondly, just like E said in the beginning, mind over matter. I do believe in that age old idiom that mind is over matter, or mind over matter. And I believe that if we can put positive thoughts in front of our problems and in front of our trials, we can overcome limitations, whether it's health, whether it's anything physical, whether it's personal, any challenges, any discomforts. And I believe that that power to have mind over matter is what I feel provides us with the needed boost that allows us to become who we are and then also become who we desire to be.
Absolutely. I said absolutely.
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 That's a new one. I
That's a
don't even
new
know what
one
that
right there.
means.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But no, absolutely, man. So kind of moving on to the next segment, and it'll be a common theme throughout this discussion is really just the ripple effects of positivity.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know, which really absolutely. But it really comes down to if we break it down even further, just really about perspective, right, and how you choose
Yeah.
to look at things, right. So the influence on positive thinking on health isn't just anecdotal, right? It's grounded in tons of research and facts. It's not me and said just saying, oh, if you think positive, then you'll be healthier. From our personal experiences, like no, it's this is factual. A lot of research and white papers and things have been done on this topic, and positive thinking really does positively affect your health, right? So studies have shown that individuals with an optimistic outlook tend to lead healthier lifestyles, engaging in more physical activity, following healthier diets, and maintaining better sleep patterns. And the connection between a positive mindset and its direct and indirect benefits on physical health offers insights into how optimism can be a cornerstone of well-being and a thriving future. And really, I think the reason that it leads to that positivity is because by being optimistic, you can look towards the future and not focus on your current circumstances, right? You're always looking for a way to get to that next place instead of, drowning in your current predicament, right? Or in your current sorrows. But what, we said all that, but what does it mean for you, right? So I guess the takeaway is regardless of age, health status, or background, the practice of cultivating a positive mindset can offer tangible health benefits. So by fostering an attitude of gratitude, which y'all know real big on that around here. I actually
Mm-hmm.
say that a lot. I probably say that every single day. I be at the gym and, hey, how you doing today, man? I'm great. Things could always be worse. Just attitude of gratitude. But focusing on the good and maintaining hope, even in challenging times, you can create a protective shield against the stresses and strains of life. Right? It's kind of like a superpower, man. Like it's funny because I said this to said recently about women, which this is not a relationship podcast at all, but I told said that women's femininity is like a superpower, right?
Yeah.
When used correctly, and for this is everybody regardless of gender, optimism can be sort of a superpower or a shield against different stresses and strains on life by finding the good, focusing on the good, navigating towards the positive, moving away from the negative, all those types of things. And the intentional action of giving thought to the best outcomes is what ultimately impacts a healthy life journey, right? And we've said this before, fail fast. That's really kind of like a little motto of mine, fail fast. The quicker something goes bad or you take an L or whatever you want to call it, the quicker you can start focusing on how to recover and not to do that next time, right? So when you're sick or you lose a job or whatever the case may be, okay, cool, that happened. No reason to continue to you know sulk and cry and whine and sit on a soapbox and continue to tell everybody who will listen. Like, no, let's start focusing on the positive. What's
Yeah.
next? That and that type of optimism is why it leads to a more positive life, because you're not sweating over the small stuff. You know what I mean? You focused on the bigger picture.
Absolutely. And that in itself is impactful. Not really just focusing on the negative outcomes of certain challenges. And obviously, man, in life, the world is just brimming with challenges. We see adversity and situations and problems that come at every corner, right? And though those things can be um, difficult to navigate through, as E was saying, and I strongly believe it as well too, just the ability to maintain a positive outlook can just be transformative. With any situation and any problem that you're going through, if you're leading with positivity, the results of those situations can be favorable. Now, the outcome may not specifically be the way that you want it to be, but with a very optimistic outlook, you can definitely see changes that can be beneficial for you. And I would say more specifically, three common areas, that positive thinking can influence. As E was just talking about health, you could think about your immune system. You could think about your heart. You can think about stress, and with the immune system, understanding that optimism is commonly linked to a stronger immune system. And so by maintaining a positive outlook, we can actually influence the body's ability to fend off illnesses and from common colds and from other serious infections, right? And I believe, just based off of research and things that I've seen and read, that with the immune system, if you're thinking positive and you're sending off these certain chemicals, right, within your body that can signal good thoughts or happy thoughts. And mainly in addition to that as well, when it comes to the immune system, when you're thinking positive, I think positive thinking impacts your decision making. And as you go through some of these challenges and difficulties as it relates to your immune system, with positive thoughts, you can make healthier decisions, and that also is impactful overall for your well-being. And then when you just think about your heart health, we all know that, you know, happiness makes the heart pure. I've heard that saying before. And with happiness, happiness can bring about optimism. And with those types of positive thinking and those types of feelings, they have the ability to fend off things like, having difficulties with blood pressure, or reducing risk of cardiovascular disease, and just overall heart function. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, we're no doctors or medical professionals, but you can look at all sorts of different case studies and um, research that's been done as it relates to being positive, or having optimism in the improvements that it has on your heart. But then lastly, just stress. I mean, that's a given. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
your stress levels can be significantly impacted when you're having a positive outlook on life, or having positive thoughts as it relates to situations and trials that you're experiencing, and just really going through the idea that things will be okay, or things are going to work out in my favor. Just having that hopeful outlook, as an optimist, that can significantly um, improve your stress levels, where it can reduce your stress levels, or in certain situations you may not even feel stressful. Certain things that may have hindered you in the past, by having this positive outlook, by having these positive thoughts and having this positive mindset, that can really just trigger you in a more positive way, when you're experiencing certain things. So again, recognizing that positive thoughts can impact your immune system, impact your heart, impact your stress, is more of a reason to focus on positive thoughts, because the outcome of it is going to be favorable.
Hey, and as we said, just mentioned stress, right? And shameless plug. We did a episode on managing stress and the difference between positive and negative stress, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. We did do that.
eustress, right, which is moderate, kind of normal psychological stress and considered to be beneficial, right? So, it's important to point out the distinction. There is positive stress and negative stress, and the stress that we're talking about here that negatively affects your health is distress, right? When you're in those situations that are harmful, and you're extremely worried, and things that are causing your blood pressure to go up and things like that, right? So shameless plug, go check out the episode. I don't know the episode off the top of my head, but it wouldn't be hard to
It's
find.
definitely not shameless. Go ahead and go check that episode out. We ain't shame. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, I said shameless plug. You know what I mean? Shameless, no shame at all. You on our podcast, so why not shout out another episode? But again, man, let's so moving right along. So positivity in action. We always like to give examples. Tangible things make it real for you. But so we've all dealt with the effects of life's circumstances and countless uncertainties. We've all been through it. We've all dealt with, you know, relatives passing away. We've all dealt with illness. We've all dealt with difficulties at job, at school, relationships, whatever. You know what I mean? We've all dealt with those things, right? It just comes with life, those different circumstances and those uncertainties. So, for example, one of those uncertainties is, facing a job loss, which can be an incredibly challenging experience, full of doubts, fears, and fears about the future. However, approaching this situation with a positive outlook can significantly alter its impact on your well-being and future opportunities. So, by focusing on the possibilities and lessons learned rather than dwelling on the loss, you can open yourself up to new opportunities and career paths that you might not have considered otherwise. So, we've all been at a job and we were comfortable, and you weren't even necessarily looking at other opportunities, even though you might not even be doing what you like, but it's comfortable. You get a paycheck. You're in this little endless cycle that a lot of us get in, the little hamster wheel, and you kind of stay put. But if something happens where there's layoffs, or you laid off, or whatever the case may be, that kind of forces you to get out here. You know what I mean? Take a risk, take chances.
Right.
See what's available. Reanalyze yourself, and your purpose statement. And determine, okay, well, what is this next chapter going to look like? And again, there's a couple different ways you can approach that. Two mainly, and you can dwell on the loss, like, oh, they did me so wrong. I can't believe they let me go. I was the greatest employee. I invented the company, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you can look at it as, okay, things happen for a reason. I got this. I had a job and I was cool before that job. So, I'm gonna be cool after. This opportunity to kind of reevaluate my situation, reevaluate myself, and you can move on to a way better opportunity. So it's all again, as I said earlier, it's all about perspective, and having that more and choosing, right? Because it's a choice, choosing that more optimistic outlook. And that positive mindset helps in setting realistic goals, realistic smart goals, right? And celebrating small victories along the way, and maintaining the motivation necessary for a full recovery. And that recovery is, in whatever, right? So overcoming a personal setback, such as recovering from an illness or injury, is another common experience where a positive outlook is invaluable. And as said mentioned, and go look it up, right? We want y'all to go fact check us. You know what I
For
mean? Because
sure.
the,
Yeah.
the purpose of this podcast is to keep it thorough and to provoke thought, and spark conversation, right? So as said mentioned, there's potentially, and we're not doctors, right? But the chemicals that are released when you stress yourself out, or when you're positive, and the positive effects those have on your body. So being positive and having a positive outlook during the illness or injury, can pay dividends, right? So viewing the so when dealing with illness or injury, viewing that recovery process as a journey, rather than, or I guess as a journey towards regaining strength and health, rather than just a period of loss or limitation, can enhance your mental and physical recovery. And I can attest to this, and I'm sure Sid can too. I don't know if you've ever had any major injuries,
Shoot,
but
yeah.
oh yeah, we've actually talked about it. But I'm a very active person, right? I don't like to just, well, I lie, because I do like to sit around too. I do like to relax, but I'm a but I'm a very active person. Like, I can't just sit around. If I just sit around for too long, I'm gonna want to get up and do something, but I do
Right.
enjoy
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
rest too. But I'm a very active person. I've been very active my whole life. So, was it last year? It was like last year, late 2022, going into 2023. I had tore like my adductor, right? And for some people, they might, it might be an excuse for them. If you lazy, like, oh man, I tore this, I can't do nothing. Like, I can't do nothing. My leg hurt, or whatever. For me, man, it was like, no, man, I can't wait till I could get this healed so I can get back in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to hoop. I'm trying to run around. I'm trying, like, what I mean? This ain't what's up. You know what I mean? It was having a negative impact on my life at the crib. Like, I like to run up the stairs when I'm going upstairs, like just little jogs and not slow steps. And I couldn't even do that. You know what I mean? So, it motivated me to work hard during the recovery to get back to full strength so I can get back to the things that I love. Whereas if you the type of person that views it as, oh man, like, this is gonna suck, man. Like, I ain't gonna be able to do this, I ain't gonna be able to do that. Like, man, like, and feel sorry for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
can prolong your recovery. Because I was excited to go to physical therapy. I was excited to, and then I opened my mind up to things that I wasn't doing before. Like, I thought that I injured myself because of lacks of flexibility. So I started going to Stretch Lab, which what I learned is, no, it actually wasn't a lack of flexibility. It was a lack of proper warm up. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And getting the muscles
Get your
warmed
muscles
up before you
warmed
do
and
whatever you want. Now, some
mm-hmm.
people will probably think those are one and the same, but it's really not, though. You know what I mean? Because I'm not finna extend my range of motion just by stretching. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, that's not that. I wasn't extended past a motion that I can do. It was more that my muscles just weren't warmed up all fully, and then I pushed them, which is what caused that to happen. But anyway, there was still a positive that came out of that because I have gotten more flexible, which can lead to other positive benefits. And that was something that I just enjoy doing. I continue to go to the stretch lab. But anyway, perspective is everything, and how you choose to view, that recovery process when you're dealing with like an illness or an injury. But moreover, this approach can improve your overall quality of life during recovery, as it encourages a focus on what can be achieved and the potential for the future wellness rather than the limitation, which is what really drove me, right? It was the future potential, right? Like, okay, I'm
Right.
trying to come back. And not only am I trying to come back, I'm trying to come back better. You
Better.
know what I mean? To prevent this from happening. And then those muscles were very weak as well, which so I had to build those muscles, and was doing exercises I had never did before. So, actually, I really do believe I actually came back better than I was before. But embracing positivity in the face of adversity not only aids in a quicker recovery, but also in building a more resilient and optimistic outlook for life's future challenges. So, we said it once, we'll say it a million times, man. Once you go through things and you put yourself out there and you take challenges, you kind of build up, uh, that mental stamina in the, you know, essentially muscle memory and strategy, and you unlock different concepts and various
Concepts
different
and
things that when
yeah.
you come across new things or new challenges in the future, you'll be able to much easier get through them, because and you'll naturally have a more optimistic outlook because you know all of those things that you've gotten through in the past. So you don't look at obstacles as challenges, you look at them as opportunities.
Opportunities.
You
Yup.
know what I'm saying? Which will really just build out your toolbox, man.
That's it. Building out your toolbox, and that's what takes you from level to level. Like he was just saying, every time you go through a situation, if you're looking at it as an opportunity, if you're not looking at it as a loss but a lesson, you still have something to gain from those moments, and from those moments you gain those strategies, you gain that skill set, you gain that little bit of knowledge that you didn't have in the beginning, you gain the confidence, you gain the resilience that you need to persevere whenever you have to go through other challenges and other situations. You're capable of enduring those things, and we understand, adopting a positive mindset is easier said than done. But just like anything that you go through in life, you got to have a plan, right? Anything you want to achieve in life, you have to have a plan. You have to have some sort of system, some sort of insight on what it is that you want to do and how you need to go about navigating that. You know what I mean? And so to accomplish the task of creating a positive mindset, a good start would just be having a gratitude journal. And he talked about this earlier about just having an attitude of gratitude. But with a gratitude journal, you could just start in your day by writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. And this is just a simple and a practical behavior that can shift your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant in your life. And those things can foster positivity and give you a feeling and a sense of purpose for your day, and give you direction for your day, because you're not focusing on the negative things that are going on around you, but you're really giving an intentional focus on the things that make you happy, the things that help you, the things that are beneficial to you, the things that are valuable to you, because those things are what give you that direction that you need to move your life forward. And then the next thing is just mindfulness and meditation. So incorporating mindfulness practices can help you stay present and cultivate a more positive outlook, further reducing stress and enhancing overall well-being, right? And if you're staying in the moment, and if you're having these moments of mindfulness when you're just thinking about the present and things that you can really just embrace around you, those things have a supreme benefit and add to your life as well too. So definitely mindfulness and meditation. Then the next thing is positive affirmations, and a lot of people are familiar with affirmations, but if you begin your day with positive affirmation statements like I am healthy, I am strong, I am worth it, I am valuable, I am resilient, I am relentless, those types of things, they reinforce a positive mindset, and they set the tone for a healthier lifestyle, but also they set the tone for the day that you want to have as well too. So positive affirmations, super impactful. And then just surrounding yourself with positivity, right? Like if you have negative people around you, of course you're going to have negative thoughts. Of course you're going to have perspectives that aren't very healthy and very fulfilling for your life. Of course you're going to have situations where you're getting pulled down and you're thinking about the things that are not going on or going right in your life. But if you surround yourself with positivity and seek out positive relationships and environments, the people you spend time with will influence your outlook, and it'll help reshape your perspective. So choose companions and choose people that can really uplift you and support you. That's imperative. You know what I'm saying? And that's in business, that's in relationships, that's in friendships. Cause I wouldn't be doing anything with my boy Eric over here if he was a very negative person. You know what I'm saying? We always try to keep it positive, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it P. You feel me? You know what I mean? And really just embrace forward thinking and really just being positive um to move our life forward. And then the last thing is just setting realistic goals. And he kind of alluded to this as well too. Man, just set goals. Set goals that are achievable and that can stretch you, but really just embrace every aspect of the goal, whether it's big or whether it's small. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's from eating more vegetables to a small victory of getting up at a certain time. But doing these particular things is just a plan and a foundation that can start you off in the right direction and help you to enforce that positive mindset that you need to overcome any type of limitation, overcome any resistance, overcome any difficulties that can hold you back. Uh, but like again, with that foundation, those particular things will be able to push you forward.
Absolutely, man. So in summary, right? This entire episode has been about the power of positivity, right? The power of positivity, you know, really hitting on your choice, uh, and you know, the power of perspective, um, and all those things, right? Which, you know, if you lead with positive thinking, it will have numerous positive impacts on your life, right? So, you know, the link between a positive mindset and physical health is one that is strengthened when continuously put in action. So you got to do it every day after
Got to
day.
work it out.
Positive, 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 right? Positive energy, positive self talk, positive talk to your children, positive attitude. When you catch yourself, you know, give yourself a few minutes. We're all human. We're all going to get frustrated. We're all going to get overwhelmed. But realize that, live in that moment, and then speak positivity over the situation, right? And I was actually in a class for work today, and one of the things that she mentioned to um, I don't think it was your stress level is what she called it, but I can't recall. But I'll just use stress level for lack of a correct term. But she said, put your hand over your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and then breathe out. And you can immediately feel yourself become more calm, right? Now, I'm not gonna say that calmed you down,
I felt that.
but you feel some calm come about when you do that, right? So do that a
Absolutely.
few times, take a second, but positive, man, positive thoughts, positive energy. And you know, the results of that are tremendous, right? And are damn near unlimited, you know, from bolstering your immune system to enhancing your heart health and mitigating stress. The benefits of optimism are both broad and profound.
Mhm.
So by embracing effective strategies and focusing on advantageous outcomes, the tools to harness the power of positive thinking in your own life are accessible and life altering, and legitimately life altering, you know, just by thinking positively about things, right? Being an optimist instead of a pessimist. right? Nobody wants to be around somebody who's always looking at the worst case scenario. Like nobody wants to be around those people. You know what I mean? We try to stay away from those people. But people love to be around people who speak positively, right? Got good energy. Good things are always happening. You know what I mean? Like those are the type of people, individuals want to be around. And then last but not least, man, by remembering the pursuit of health is not just about the absence of illness, but the presence of vitality and positivity. The key to a better life is available and ready to unlock doors of well-being. So just lock in, man. Lock in. Take ownership of your keys to a better life, you know, and unlock those doors to, a better well-being. It's really as simple as that. Health is wealth,
Absolutely.
baby. And it all starts with your mindset. You got
Absolutely.
anything else you want to add, Sid?
Real quick, and we can end it off, man. We are not saying that everything is going to be peaches and cream and rainbows and roses. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying dismiss feelings of being challenged, of being hurt, because we're, like he said, we're all human. We all have emotions. The main thing that you want to focus on is finding a solution, right? You don't find solutions in stress. You don't find solutions when you're constantly just battling negative thoughts and feeding yourself negative energy. So if you're taking a positive approach and being optimistic and looking for the best case scenario in your situation to find yourself on the other side of things, that's what the focus is. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're really trying to hone in on with this episode. It's you acknowledge your challenges and your difficulties, whatever problems that arise, because obviously if you don't know what you're dealing with, you don't know what tools that you need to defeat your issues. You know what I'm saying? So you have to acknowledge those things. But in doing that, take a very positive and optimistic approach to that situation so you can get the best possible result and come out on the other side of that situation with a favorable outcome. Just want to throw that in
Absolutely.
there.
No, no, no. And I'm with you. It's not all, you know, roses and rainbows. You know what I'm saying? And just by being gullible and you know,
All giddy and hunky dory and
unrealistic
yeah,
and
that ain't that
all
ain't gonna
that
work.
isn't going to lead to the outcomes you want, right? So when we talk about positive thinking and setting realistic goals, realize the challenges, identify them, accept them, and move on.
Right.
That's the key. You know what I'm saying? Move on. The quicker you can accept the fact of whatever challenging thing you're going through, you can start to focus on how to get out of it. And I
How to
think
get
that
out
was the
of it.
point of what said was, I'm
There it
just
is.
saying, right? It's not all, like I said, it's roses and rainbows, man. But with all that being said, man, we greatly appreciate y'all as always.
Absolutely.
Um, and we'll be back at y'all next week, man. So as always, if
Yeah.
you don't do nothing else, keep
Keep
it
it
thorough,
thorough.
and we'll holler at y'all next time. Deuces.